you all may know, the new MacBook Pro lines was just released 2 months ago, so I'm here to give you guys a review of each model in case you guys are still in the market looking for one. And if you are looking to buy one, check out our Amazon store in the description link below. Use that to save a bit of money from sales tax. So let's get started. All models have been fitted with the new and latest Intel Sandy Bridge processor, so you will notice a massive improvement in overall CPU performance compared to the previous 2010 models. All MacBook Pros also now come with an HD FaceTime camera, which replaces the iSight camera, so you're able to capture videos at 720p resolution. And lastly, Apple has introduced a new Thunderbolt port into all its Pro models, which can serve as either a display port or a high-speed in-and-out PCI port, which can transfer files at 10 gigabits per second, so that's twice as fast as USB 3.0 and 20 times faster than USB 2.0. Other than that, there has been no major changes to the exterior design. So, looking on to the two 13-inch models, for the baseline model at $1199, you get a 2.3 GHz Intel dual-core i5 processor with 4 gigs of RAM, 320 gigs of hard drive space, running at 5,400 RPM, an integrated Intel HD 3000 graphics card, 2 USB ports, 1 optical super drive, 1 SD card slot, Ethernet port, Firewire 800 port, audio in, audio out, and 7 hours of battery life. For $300 more at $1499, you get bumped up to the higher end model, a dual-core i7 processor at 2.7 GHz. You get more hard drive space at 500 GB, which runs at the same speed at 5,400 RPM. Other than that, it features basically the same graphics card, amount of memory, and battery life. Also worth mentioning is that both models come with a 1280 by 800 LED backlit glossy widescreen display, which is the same as the 2010 models, so no improvement in screen resolution there. So looking up to the 15-inch models, the baseline 15-inch at $1799 gives you a 2.0 GHz quad-core Intel i7 processor, the first time that Apple has introduced quad cores into its portable computers. Same with the 13-inch, you get 4 gigs of memory, 500 gigabytes at 5,400 RPM hard drive, 7 hours of battery life, and an Intel HD 3000 graphics card. However, within the 15-inch models, Apple has added an additional AMD Radeon HD discrete graphics card, which for the baseline model gives you 256 megs of GDDR5 memory. So depending on the workload that you put your machine through, it can automatically switch between the less demanding Intel graphics and the more demanding AMD graphics card. For $400 more at $2199, you get the higher end 15-inch model, which comes with a 2.2 GHz quad-core Intel Core i7 processor. It comes with a 750 GB at 5,400 RPM hard drive as a standard, but for this you have the option to change it to a 500 GB at 7,200 RPM hard drive, free of charge. So a bit less disk space for a slight increase in disk speed there. Now with this model, you get a whopping 1 GB of AMD Radeon GDDR5 memory, which can really be useful if you're doing a lot of graphics rendering, motion editing, and gaming. Both the 15-inch models come with a 1440 by 900 LED backlit glossy widescreen display, and you do get the option to go for the higher resolution 1680 by 1050 glossy or anti-glare display, which will cost you $100 or $150 respectively. Now, moving on to the 17-inch models, for $24.99 you get basically the same specs as the higher-end 15-inch model, with the only difference being that you'll get 3 USB 2.0 ports and Express Card 34 slot, replacing the SD card slot. And lastly, the 17-inch model comes standard with a 1920 by 1200 glossy widescreen display, with the option of changing that to an anti-glare for $50 more. Now, onto a little bit of comparison. Looking back at the 13-inch models, they can both hold their own in terms of CPU processing power, because the Intel Turbo Boost technology allows the 2.3 and 2.7 GHz processors clock up to 3.4 and 3.8 GHz respectively, which can really come in handy once you start doing CPU intensive tasks. Also, with Intel's hyper-threading technology, It allows the machine to be utilized as 4 cores, even though it has only 2 physical cores, which can really improve CPU performance speed. Now if you're looking for portability and performance, I would personally go for the lower end 13-inch model. You're not going to notice a huge difference in terms of graphics because basically both of them support the same one. Now I would use the extra cash towards extra RAM or buying a solid state drive because they can really help in terms of multitasking, running applications, and boot up times. Now looking at the 15-inch models, with 4 physical cores and an Intel i7 processor, it means that basically they can handle anything that you throw at them. But for me personally, I would go for the higher end 15-inch model for $400 more because you get the option of getting a faster hard drive at 7,200 RPM, which although not as fast as SSD, it can more than hold its own against any other computer. So until SSD starts to become native, you're sure to have a machine that is as fast, if not faster, than any other portable machine out there for many years. Plus, the 2.2 GHz higher end model can clock up to 3.3 GHz, while the lower end 2.0 GHz model can only clock up to around 2.9 GHz. So a massive difference in performance and speed there. And secondly, the increase from the 256 to the 1 GB of GDDR5 memory graphics is a great surplus if you're doing a lot of video editing, graphics rendering, or basically any graphics intensive task. Plus, it can really help in terms of gameplay and performance, which will deliver you a really enjoyable experience. Other additions I would like to add to this are the upgrade to the high-res display, because the 36% increase in pixels is really worth the extra money. As to whether to go for glossy or anti-glare, it really depends on the usage. Personally, I would go for the glossy, as the colors are more vibrant and glare for me is not much of an issue. Plus, the black glossy bezel around the screen looks a lot sexier than the silver anti-glare bezel. And secondly, if you can, I would try to bring the RAM up to 8 gigs, as it can really take advantage of the quad-core CPUs. And the extra smooth transitions when it comes to running applications and multitasking is a big plus. However, if you don't want to get it from Apple, then you can always install it yourself using third-party memories such as OWC, Crucial, Intel, which is a lot cheaper. The 17-inch model is good if you're looking for it to replace your desktop computer, because the extra screen real estate and resolution is sure to give you a blast. However, because the specs are basically the same as the 15-inch model, I would personally go for the higher-end 15-inch and hook it up to an external monitor, because that way you also get the flexibility of having the portability of the machine if you ever need it. So in summary, if you're looking at the 13-inch, go for the lower end one. If you're looking at the 15-inch, go for the higher end one. And if you're looking at the 17-inch, then by all means go for it. But personally, I would purchase the higher end 15-inch model and hook it up to an external monitor. So if you're in the market looking for a new MacBook Pro, let us know which one you want and why. And if you're considering purchasing one, then please have a look at our MacTechDish Amazon store. I put the link down in the description below, because using that, you can save between 5 and 10% in sales tax, depending on which country you're from. Hope you guys found this review helpful. If you are new to our channel, then make sure you subscribe so you can get posted on when we upload our new videos. Thank you for watching, and as always, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.